Hey everybody, it's Stacy here from Pitch Deck Fire. I'm so happy you guys are here for our inaugural Pitch Hack video. This is the very first one and I'm super pumped that you guys have joined us. What we do in these pitch hacks is we cover tips and tricks on pitching, pitch decks, investor decks, sales presentations, and live presentations. So if you're a startup seeking funding, or you're a established business looking for new customers, maybe you're pitching in a pitch competition, or perhaps you are an employee at a company and you're pitching in an incubator program, you can find value in what we talk about here. So let's jump right in. What's today's pitch hack? All right, let's see. So the first one here today is, how do I stop saying That is a great question. So when you're pitching, there's a lot of reasons why you say is an example of a filler word. So when I'm talking, I might say and then think about the next thing that I'm saying, and then say something else, right? So it's a very common thing that happens when you're pitching, because you're up in front of an audience and you're talking, you're not comfortable, and you're not entirely sure what's the next thing that you're gonna say. And so when you do that, you say and these filler words. So what are some examples of ums and filler words before I kind of launch into that? Filler words are like they're clearing my throat, or when you say or maybe some other kind of noise that you make in between the actual words that you're trying to convey. So how do we stop saying Number one, we need to practice. We need to practice as much as we can to get the ums out. Because when you practice, you're able to get comfortable and confident in front of an audience, and being able to talk through things when you're pitching in a confident way is really going to help you. When you pitch confidently and you get a lot of practice, you're going to get rid of those ums automatically. Now, they won't all go away, and you do need to pay attention to a couple things to try to get rid of those ums and filler words. The best way to figure out where these ums are going to come in and practice not saying them is to pay attention to exactly when you are naturally going to say So when you're thinking about a pitch, imagine we've got slides or something like that that we're pitching to, or kind of big topics of information. In between those slides, we're going to really commonly say Everybody says in between slides, because what's happening is we're moving from one topic to another, and our brain is just sort of trying to fill the space a little bit and say while we think about the next thing to say, or while we think about what is the next slide. So we're naturally going to say between slides. So what you do is you pay attention to the fact that I'm going to say between slides, and instead try to just pause. Try to just breathe, put a little space in. There's no reason to take up space the entire time you're speaking. When you pause, you give your audience an opportunity to hear you and for that information to come in. So you just pause. So don't feel uncomfortable not talking the entire time. So in between slides, that's when we're going to want to pay attention to when we're going to say Another point in time in which you would say is in between what I would call bullet points. Now I hope you don't actually have bullet points in your pitch deck. We hate bullet points. But in between sort of like the pieces of information that are on a particular slide. So again, it's in between things. So we know that in between statements, in between sentences, in between topics, in between slides, that's when the ums and the uhs and the filler words are going to come in. So if we pay attention to those, especially when we're practicing and we listen to ourselves talking through a pitch, and we really just try to focus on breathing and not talking in between those points, we'll be able to practice the ums and uhs and the filler words out of our pitch. So there you have it. That's how you stop saying in your pitches. What do you think? Is that how you get rid of ums and uhs? Have you guys done anything else different that you've seen success with? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. How have you gotten rid of your ums and uhs and filler words in your pitches? Now, I'd love to hear if you guys have any other thoughts for pitch hacks in the future. I'll leave a link down in the description for you guys to submit new ideas. I'd love to hear your questions and answer them on a future pitch hack. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, come back and see us again. We put out new pitch hacks every single week, so I hope to see you here again soon. Happy pitching!